Today we want to try and beat every single Pokemon champion, and there is a lot of them with only a Blastoise. We've done Charizard, but could Blastoise do it on his own and take down every single champion in every single game? I'm here to find out. I'm going to be using the same rules as when I use a full team. We can't use any items in battle or held items. However, we can use the Generations gimmicks if it's available to Blastoise, like Mega Evolution and Gigantamax. We'll increase the level cap by 5 levels. If we can't do it after 15 levels in total, that champion is classed as a fail. Let's get started. First up is Pokemon Yellow, and we have the champion for this game, Blue. We're at level 70, just 5 levels over his highest level Pokemon, but hopefully with our move coverage, we can take him down easily. Blue's lead is Stance and we lead off with, yep, you guessed it, Blastoise. His first Pokemon doesn't stand a chance and falls to his single surf attack. Blue sends out Alakazam next. We are faster and we hit a surf, but he has great special, so he survives and hits a very weak Psybeam. A final surf attack from our Blastoise and down Alakazam goes. Third, Blue chooses Executor. We have Ice Beam and we do solid damage to him before he hits a Leech Seed for passive recovery and damage. Our next Ice Beam takes out the 3-headed eggplant though, and we're halfway through his team already. Up next is Cloyster. We can't really hurt it too much, so I go for a headbutt, but we do nothing as we take some more Leech Seed damage. The next turn, an Earthquake does nothing to him too, and then we take a 5-turn Spike Cannon and Leech Seed, and we're slowly starting to whittle down. I go for a Surf this time and we do a lot more damage thanks to a lucky critical hit. I'll take that. Next is Ninetales, who quick attacks us, critically hitting back, but it tickles as our Surf easily takes down the 9-tailed fox. But we're at below half for his last Pokemon, and that's his ace too, Jolteon. If we can't kill it in one hit, it's over. Luckily we do, and we take him down, defeating our first champion of the run, and there's plenty more to go. On to Johto. Lance is the champion of Johto, and the next we face, his team is weak to Blastoise, so it should be an easy fight, but Gyarados could be a problem. Lance leads off with Gyarados, and we lead with our Blastoise. I hit a Surf turn 1 and we critical hit a perfect start as Gyarados decides to Waterfall for practically nothing. Another Surf puts Gyarados in the red as he keeps waterfalling us. This means Lance will now full restore, so we Surf again and we crit again. Crit-Toys is putting in some serious work right now. Lance doubles into Dragonite, which I'm okay with. Our Surf does a quarter to him anyway. The next turn we're faster and a freezing Ice Beam means that he's one knocked out Dragonite. He chooses his second level 49 Dragonite next, and as you can guess, it cannot stand to an Ice Beam either, and falls as well. Lance now chooses Aerodactyl. It outspeeds and Thunderfangs us for great damage, but we do hold on as we obliterate the prehistoric bird with a Surf. Lance chooses Gyarados again, but we've done just enough damage to this thing to take it out with a final Surf. He now chooses his ace, the level 50 Dragonite, and I'm pretty worried about this thing. We are faster as these Dragonites are pretty slow, and an Ice Beam does in fact pick up the knockout. This leaves only a Charizard left, but Blastoise always beats Charizard. It's an easy sweep for us, and I thought it might be, although I'm starting to fear what's just around the corner. In Pokemon Ruby, Steven is the champion. His team is pretty strong, but he does have a lot of rock types. This should be an easy battle for Blastoise, but this might be the easy battle for a long time. Let's do it. Steven's lead is Skarmory, and we lead with Blastoise. A Surf brings him to literally a sliver as a weak Aerial Ace chips away at us. Steven full restores, but we keep on surfing on the waves and we take down the Steel Bird. Aggron comes out and falls to a single Surf thanks to its low special defense, and an Ice Beam then puts Cradilly in the red. We get confused as always, but Ice Beams are demolishing Cradilly, so it's not long before we break through and take him down. Claydol doesn't tank a Surf well, and we take it out in just one attack. He sends out his ace Metagross next. Our Surf does just over half, and then we eat a weak Psychic in return. One more Surf, and we take down his ace Metagross. This just leaves the ancient bug left, Armaldo. But honestly, it's rock type, and Blastoise is a monster. With a final water type attack, we take him down, beating Steven. I knew this would be a really easy fight for Blastoise. Now though, we have a champion who might be a brick wall for a bit. Our second champion for Generation 3 is Wallace. He's a water type specialist, and this is where Blastoise may need levels to even stand a chance. I'll give it a shot and see if I can come up with a good strategy. Yeah, this just isn't happening. We take far too much damage from Ludicolo. He sets up evasions, critical hits Giga Drains, and that just puts us at low HP, that if we don't one-shot Tentacruel, we just die. I try again, and this time we get more lucky. We take down Wailord without Wallace healing, and Ludicolo spams double team. We Ice Beam, and he Leech Seeds us, but we just keep hitting him. We take him down quite easily for once. Then we crit critical hit an Earthquake versus Tentacruel. Our HP is just far too low on Milotic. It's far too bulky as well, and it just takes us out. We have to increase our levels now to even stand a chance. We haven't even been able to get past his 4th Pokemon yet. So level 68, we try again. It sucks because I can't even put rest on. We need our attacking moves. We don't really have a slot free to change it up. We can now get to Milotic more consistently, but the best I can do to it is half. Ludicolo's Leech Seed and Milotic's Recover makes this insanely difficult to play around. I can't run max special attack because we need attack EVs to take down Tentacruel as well. I'm at a huge disadvantage right away. I try again about 10 more times, and sometimes we can't even make it past Tentacruel. The only thing I can think we can do is overpower Wallace with levels. Level 73 and our final increase, we actually can finally 2-hit knock out Ludicolo with Ice Beam. So if we are lucky and he double teams and doesn't seed us, we can get to Milotic easily untouched. But most of the time we get Toxiced, and this is awful as then we get stalled. Our HP Electric does quite a bit of damage and we do manage to finally get past her, but by the time we get to Gyarados, we die to toxic damage anyway. I'm going to keep trying as I think with a bit more luck we can beat Wallace. Okay, so I finally get this fight. Wailord dies to a Surf after setting up the rain. Ludicolo double teams, but our second Ice Beam connects, so we take him down, and we're not leech seeded, which is fantastic. Tentacruel dies to a single Earthquake, and now Milotic. Our HP Electric does close to half as he misses a Toxic. Can I finally beat Wallace now? Our next hidden power brings him low, but then he recovers. Our next attack critical hits and takes down Milotic. Whiscash spams Amnesia and Earthquakes, but we do a lot of damage to him. Eventually he hits a weak Hyper Beam and we take him down. This just leaves Gyarados left, but we've got a few levels on him now and he's 4 times weak to a hidden power. So an electric variant takes him down and we finally beat Wallace. Although we had to increase our level to the maximum, that was rough, but with a bit of RNG on our side, we progress. Let's head on to Sinnoh. Cynthia is a champion of Sinnoh and the team is pretty scary. I'm actually really worried on how Blastoise can do this. Our level cap for her is already really high, so there's not much wiggle room here. This might be the first champion we fail. Maybe with some good RNG we can play this. Let's try it. Honestly, this fight is a lot easier than I expected, but it's still not possible at this level. I'll explain why. Spiritomb usually always gets off a Dark Pulse hurting us, but this fight we critical hit him and we don't take any damage. Roserade, unless we crit him too, lives an Ice Beam, meaning we take a nasty Energy Ball. We can take out Roserade, then there's Garchomp. He's pretty easy too and dies to a 4-time super effective Ice Beam. Cynthia then sends out Lucario. We're not in Torrent range as we didn't get hit from Spiritomb, so now we can't one-hit knock it out with Surf. Even an Earthquake won't do the job. So we take an Aura Sphere, putting us in the red for Togekiss. This means we can't live a hit either, but we critical hit again taking it out, but even that doesn't matter. We have Toxic for Milotic, which lands, but a Surf puts us on a Sliver, and even with the insane RNG of critical hitting 2 Pokemon, we can't win. The only way I think we can win it at this level is a freeze on Roserade or a critical hit, so I'm going to play for that. Alright, I'm just going to say freeze is not a 10% chance. After many attempts, I finally freeze Roserade, and we critical hit Spiritomb first try too. That is RNG, well deserved. So we take down Roserade with a final Ice Beam attack. Garchomp Erase is back out, but it still can't stand to the freezing might of Blastoise and falls too. Lucario lives an Earthquake, and an Aura Sphere really hurts us. We take down Lucario with one more ground move, and now it's Togekiss. We don't kill thanks to its bulk, and an Air Slash puts us on 99 HP. We then take out Togekiss with a final Ice Beam and level up in the process, giving us back 3 HP. Her last Pokemon is Milotic, and a problem at that. Can we take it down before it does us? We hit an Earthquake doing close to a quarter, and then she sets up an Aqua Ring, which is basically leftovers that gives you passive recovery. Our next Earthquake critical hits, bringing her to about 25% as she hits a Surf, leaving us on 69 HP. However, thanks to her Aqua Ring that she set up, that heals her, which means Cynthia won't full restore, and that means Blastoise can take her down finally. Perfect RNG and a perfect victory. I'll definitely take it. I've had enough of Milotics. Also, looking back, Garchomp is level 78, so technically I could have been 83, so we did this with only a 3 level advantage on a race. Not bad. On to Univert, where 2 champions await us. First up in Gen 5 is Alder. Like Cynthia, he's got a wide range of Pokemon with good type variety. This may be a really tough one for our Blastoise, to be honest. So Selgor is a huge problem off the bat. It has Energy Ball and is faster than Blastoise. Even if he goes for a me first, our Hidden Power Fire doesn't take him out, which means Alder full restores, then we take a huge Energy Ball to the face, already crippling us for the fight. Escavalier, however, doesn't take a Hidden Power Fire, and we one-shot it. Volcarona is always a damage roll with Surf. We critical hit it this time and take it out in one attack. We also critical hit Bufalon, and I'm thinking we're going to win, but then comes Druddigon. Even with a max special attack Ice Beam, we don't take it out, and it kills us with Outrage. If we can just get past Druddigon, we can probably win, as he only has a Vanillix left. Yeah, this is still not happening. I was lucky to even get to Druddigon the first time. Either we take too much damage prior, or Volcarona or Bufalon take us out. I'm going to have to level up, and then we should be good. Level 87, the fight starts off well. We are now faster and bring a Selgor to a Sliver, as we still take an Energy Ball, but we take it better now. Alder full restores and we critical hit, taking him out this turn. Escavalier is his next Pokemon, and like usual, it's a one-hit KO with a Hidden Power Fire. Volcarona falls now to a single Surf, which I'm grateful for, and now is Bufalon. It lives a Surf and it hits a Head Charge, really hurting us. This is not good. We take him out the following turn with another Surf. Alder sends out Druddigon. We critical hit an Ice Beam this time, although I'm sure it would have took him out regardless with the levels, and we're on to his final Pokemon Vanillix, the Ice Scream. We Flash Cannon to bring him to a Sliver as he sets up a Light Scream, boosting his team's special defense. Alder must give up now as he doesn't heal his Ice Scream, and with a final Flash Cannon we take it down, defeating Alder. But we have one more champion to face before we can move on. And that is Iris. The majority of her Pokemon are dragons, so Blastoise should be able to do some work, but she does have a Lapras with Thunderbolt I'm pretty worried about. Iris's lead is Hydreigon, and we lead off with Blastoise. I choose to go a more physical attacking build this fight, but it's just not possible at this level. We can do big dents in her team, but Hydreigon always lives a hit and gets off a Dragon Pulse for big damage. Lapras is bulky, and a Thunderbolt severely hurts us. Then comes their ace Haxorus after that. It can tank anything we can dish out thanks to a Focus Sash and just knock us out. I tried this fight several times, but I just can't take down Haxorus. We have to increase our level. So we're level 69. Nice. We still don't OHKO Hydreigon with an Ice Punch, so in return we tank a Dragon Pulse again. It does a quarter to us now though. We then take it out with a Freezing Fist. Lapras now, and I have an ace up my sleeve. We thankfully connect a Dynamic Punch, and now we do enough damage to take it out in one hit, so we still have quite high HP for the remainder of her team. She sends out Druddigon, and it's got pretty good bulk. It survives an Ice Punch too, and retaliates with a Rock Slide that does another quarter to us, and we're sitting at around half. Iris heals, and with a few more Freezing Punches, we take her down. She chooses Aggron next, and we don't take it out with a Waterfall, but he just goes for an Automize, raising his speed. But Aggron's a super slow Pokemon, so we still outspeed thanks to the level increase, and take it out the next turn. Now he's a Race Haxorus, the brick wall for me. We hit an Ice Punch, and we freeze it. It was only a matter of time before this happened. I believe we could have tanked anything he hit us with at 109 HP, so I'll take the freeze anyway. This leaves her final Pokemon Archeops, which we outspeed, so we take it down with a Waterfall, and with that we finally defeat Generation 5, and it's time to move on to Kalos. Diantha is the champion of Kalos and who we take on next. Now we can unlock Blastoise's extra potential and add a few more cannons to him in Mega Evolution. I also choose to be around the same level as her team for this fight. Holucha is her lead and I lead off with our powerhouse Blastoise. Our newfound potential we use straight away and Mega Evolve into a Mega Blastoise, but Holucha is still faster and hits a Flying Press that critical hits us, and that's not a great start. However, our power is over 9,000 and we take it down in just one Ice Beam. Second, she sends out Auroras, and thanks to our ability Mega Launcher, a Water Pulse is powered up by 50%, and that's enough to take down the Ice Dinosaur in one attack too. Third, she chooses Gourgeist. As is tradition, a massively boosted Dark Pulse takes her out, and she doesn't get a hit on us yet again. Fourth, she sends out Tyrantrum the T-Rex. An Ice Beam demolishes him and sends him back to his prehistoric times. Now the bulkier Pokemon in Gudra. We don't take it out in a single Ice Beam, and in return we take a Dragon Pulse, putting us in the yellow. The next turn we can take it out, and now it's a one-on-one. It's Mega Evolution versus Mega Evolution. We are faster thanks to the stat boost not kicking in until the turn after you Mega Evolve, so a massively boosted Water Pulse does great damage, and we get the secondary effect Confusion, and Mega Gardevoir hits herself, meaning Blastoise gets a first time sweep over Diantha, and honestly, I'll take that after the few battles we just had. Let's go to Alola. How is the person we fight to become champion here in Alola? And this team is a rough one. We have a Z move to use now too, so we have to use it wisely. This should be interesting impressed him. How's lead is an Alolan Raichu, and that's a problem instantly. Its Thunderbolt nearly takes us out and paralyzes us, as our Dark Pulse isn't even a one-hit knockout. So the next turn, we die and instantly lose. Yikes. This is going to be rough. Okay, second turn. We use a Dark type Z move now, and that just obliterates the Alolan Raichu. But once again, we're paralyzed. And out next is a Leafeon. Fantastic. I'm not going to waste any time attempting this, we just need to power up a bit. Okay, now we've leveled up a bit, we can finally get past Leafeon with 3 HP remaining. And now he has a Tauros. This thing is faster and could just easily take us out. We're in big trouble with How here. I'm not sure how we're going to beat him. I decide to increase now another 5 levels. This puts us at the maximum I can do by my rules. If we can't beat him at this level, we fail. So we're level 74. We finally outspeed the Alolan Raichu and can lead off with our Dark Z move, Black Hole Eclipse. Honestly, I do love this animation for this Z move. By pulling Raichu into a dark black hole, we can take him out with one move, and that is a massive threat taken care of. Up next is Leafeon. We're finally faster, and a freezing ice beam takes him down in one attack too. This now brings out Tauros, a usual threat in every run I do. I go for a Focus Blast, but of course we miss. Then we take a double edge to nearly half. I Focus Blast again, and this time we hit, and that's enough to take down the Raging Bull. Hal sends out Crabominable out next. We Focus Blast and miss again, and then we take a Stone Edge to the face. We're starting to get pretty low. We now hit our second Focus Blast, and in return is one dead Ice Crab. Hal's fifth Pokemon is his starter and main, Incineroar. We're starting to get low, but a Surf from our starter is enough to take down his, and this leaves one Pokemon left. Even with our level advantage, he is still faster than us, Noivern, and a Dragon Pulse puts us on a sliver by the skin of our teeth. We take him down with an Ice Beam, and we just barely get past Hal. That was a tough fight for sure, but we did persevere. On to the Switch games and the final 3 champions. The champion for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is Trace. His team only have 3 moves, and once again we can use a Mega Blastoise. This should be another easy sweep. We start off with a Mega vs Mega showdown. We Mega Evolve Blastoise and Trace Mega Evolves Pidgeot. In this game, if you have high AVs, you're practically unstoppable. We outspeed Bearjesus, and with a freezing Ice Beam we take down the first of his Pokemon. Second, Trace chooses Vileplume, and it's the exact same story. 1 freezing Ice Beam, 1 knocked out Pokemon. Third, we face his ace Jolteon. A boosted Dark Pulse actually only does half, but Blastoise, being obviously super quick, dodges it. With a final Dark Pulse, down Jolteon goes. Slowbro is part Psychic type. This time a Dark Pulse does obliterate him, and we're making easy work of Trace so far. Now is the Fire Horse Rapidash. Blastoise is a very good surfer, and that's enough to take him down. This leaves his last Pokemon, Marowak, but as you guessed it, Blastoise isn't done surfing, and with a final water type attack, we take him down, beating Trace and leaving only 2 champions left to face. The champion for Sword and Shield is Leon. His team is really strong. We now have a Gigantamax Blastoise available to us. We're gonna have to be smart about when to use it. So straight away we've got a huge issue, and that's Dragon Pulse. It has Thunderbolt and fantastic special attack. We also can't take it out this level in one move, meaning we never make it past Leon's second Pokemon at this level. So I increase it by 5 levels and we try again. Nope. Still not happening. We can now make it past Dragapult, but we just take too much chip damage from Aegislash, and then Mr. Rime can survive and hit a Freeze Dry to finish us off. I try again a few more times, but Leon is just really strong. Let's try at our last level, 80. Okay, so we're level 80. Let's see if our Blastoise can become Champion of Gala. We still can't take down Aegislash in one move. We can bring him low, and then we always eat a Shadow Ball, but this time it doesn't do as much, about 25%. Leon full restores, but now he's not in his shield form, so we can take him out of a single dark move. Next is Dragapult. Thanks to our levels, we now outspeed the Ghost Dragon, and a super effective Dark Pulse takes him out, and this is looking a lot better. Mr. Rime, the dancing Mr. Mime, is next, and a Dark Pulse brings him low, but it doesn't KO him, but now we flinch, so we take 0 damage, and that's 3 Pokemon down. Now I can finally use the ace up my sleeve, and that's Gigantamax. Someone at Game Freak definitely just said, give him more cannons. With a max Hailstorm, that's enough to take down Haxorus in a single ice type move. Fifth is his water starter, Inteleon. We need to one-hit knock it out, and we do with a max Darkness. This leaves Gigantamax Charizard versus Gigantamax Blastoise. It's our last turn, and we need to make the most of it. We outspeed, and a G-Max Cannonade, I think I said that right, that looks fantastic by the way, destroys Charizard, finally giving us the victory over Leon and leaving only one champion left for Blastoise to defeat. The last champion is Jita for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in Generation 9. She has great type variety and some cool Pokemon too. So last showdown for Blastoise. Blastoise. Can we defeat this challenge with just a Blastoise? Let's find out. Our first attempt goes great. We take down most of her team, but then we get to Veluza, and from not being able to take out Go-Go in one move, we also don't have the HP nor damage to take down Veluza at this level, so we end up losing. I increase my level, and now I have the perfect strategy to finally win this challenge. Jita sends out a Sparfer first, and we lead off with Blastoise. Turn 1, I immediately Terrastallize my Blastoise into the Dark type thanks to having Dark Pulse. With a now boosted Dark move, we can take down the Psychic Ostrich in just one attack. Second is Go-Go. It can still hurt us with Play Rough, and our Ice Beam doesn't take it out, but he goes for a Bulk Up instead, raising his attack and defense. This allows Blastoise to knock it out the next turn with a final Ice Beam. Third, she sends out Avalugg. It's fantastic defensively, but its special defense is low, so an Aura Sphere, and that takes down the Ice Slab. And the same goes for her next Pokemon, King Gambit. It's 4 times weak to fighting, so another massive Aura Sphere and another knockout for Blastoise. Now Veluza, who we couldn't get past. With a Terra boosted Dark Pulse, we can get the one-hit knockout on the fish, and this just leaves her last Pokemon, her ace Glamora. She Terrastalizes into a pure Rock type, and Blastoise outspeeds, hits the Surf, and that's enough to take down the final Pokemon of this challenge, defeating Jita and defeating every single champion with just a Blastoise. So we did it. We managed to beat every champion without ever going over the level cap increase I set myself. Some fights were still extremely difficult and took me many more hidden attempts. Others were pretty easy. I'm open to any feedback you have for these solo Pokemon runs. Would you like me to try it with less levels? Maybe don't use gimmicks? Let me know in the comments below. If you love the Pokemon content and want more of it from me, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps grow the channel. As always, if you're still here watching, I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.